Join us today, some two amazing young people, and their names are Helen and none other than Vivian. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are
You
you?
can just do a quick introduction about yourselves.
Okay, my name is Vivian Faraj Miller. I'm 20 years I live in Jebel. I work in a studio for pictures and I'm a singer, artist, and I'm a fashionist. Yeah, that's what I do for a living.
Nice.
Okay, I'm Helen John. I live in Doha.
Mm.
Yeah, what I love most is singing. I'm a good vocalist.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the briefest thing I can say about myself.
Interesting. And imagine that we're having two amazing vocalists and artists and fashion, and it's a lot. But we need to be diving into our conversation today, which we are handling today about our forced marriage. Welcome to the Youth Pal podcast. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
We're doing great. Helen,
Yes,
كيف؟
I'm okay.
يا تمام؟
Yeah,
عربي فيه؟
Yeah, Arabic.
Okay, we are so excited to have you both in our Youth Pal podcast today. So we are going to be diving to our conversation, and that will be as a starter of, as a young girl, what do you really understand by marriage itself before us going into the forced marriage?
Okay. According to me, how I define definition for marriage, right? To me, it's like someone, though, like a man and and the wife, which they understand themselves more.
Okay.
Like they understand themselves in difficult or in time of happiness.
Okay.
That one, I would say that one is marriage. People who stay happy together when they are happy, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, according to me, marriage is a union between a man and a woman. And this is particularly out of love.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the simplest one I
Okay.
can give.
And even like when it comes to marriage, of course, last time we have a guest, of course, in our podcast, we mentioned about the impact of girl-child marriage. But now we are going to be talking about forced marriage. By forced marriage or arranged marriage, or maybe you had someone who was forced once in a marriage, or even they have arranged for them a marriage before. As a young person, like what do you think, or what stories do you like to share about this?
Okay, about forced marriage. For me, mostly I see like our parents are forcing us to go for arranged marriage.
Okay.
Because once they see someone who has money, like I'm saying, like the poor parents, the side of poor parents, they see that the difficulty at home, it bring like stress a lot. Then whenever a man come when he has money, then it's easy for them to say that maybe you take their daughter,
Okay.
or a loan. If they loan someone's money,
Okay.
then they will give back.
The exchange.
Yeah, exchange with the daughter.
Okay.
So for me, isn't that good?
Okay.
Okay, to my case, like forced marriage is not only if like your parents is marrying you to someone who has money. Okay, like if they want to have like a name out of the person they want you to marry, so they will do everything possible to force you into the marriage, whether you want it or not. So it's always hard.
Okay.
You have to respect your parents and go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And even like society, of course, this can be a really big issue because there are many stories that always happen in our society. Have you seen any of your friends? Because like you people are at school, and as well maybe في حلة ولا في مدرسة تكون ما في زول they forced her or they have arranged for her a marriage.
Yeah, I have a friend. We were with her at school. There is a time she went home and just suddenly her parents were like, she's going to get married. Out of the blue, she didn't know what to do, and it cost her life, which is really bad. The way our parents treat us is not good. Marriage is not something that you force, it's love.
Yeah.
If you don't love the person, it won't work, no matter whatever thing you do. So it really cost her, and we still miss her till date. I really urge our parents to stop this issue.
She committed suicide?
Yeah, because the man was elder than her.
Wow.
They wanted her to marry him because of wealth, and I guess his name, he was some like a chief. So that's what they wanted to inherit, but she didn't go with it because she had someone she loved.
Okay.
So it was hard for her to decide because the parents had forced her to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Vivian, do you have any story to share?
Okay, like I've heard about the forced marriage. There's our neighbor, which their parents like they loan her money from a bank. So once they want to come and to take their place with those people for bank, and the dad doesn't have the money to return it back. So there is a guy who come that he want to marry their lady. Then from nowhere the daddy just agree. The lady she doesn't want, but the parents force her until she go for the marriage.
So now she's in her house.
Yeah, but she's not that happy.
Okay.
The way it is. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, Vivian, you mentioned some of the factors that contribute to forced marriage or being the reason of forced marriage, which is poverty. But I feel like maybe there are other more reasons that you people might think can really be also some of the reasons like for forced marriage as well.
Okay. The other things that lead to forced marriage is sometimes our parents cannot be the ones who force us to go for the marriage.
Yeah.
Sometimes we as youth, pressure can force us to go for for that type of marriage. You'll be like, you don't want to go for it, but you have to go because there is an aim. Yes, there is an aim. You know that if I go to this person, though this is not what I want, but you force yourself to do it because there is something you want out of that person. Though it will not be a happy marriage for you, but as long as you get what you want, that's the other thing that I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
According to me, I would say that sometimes forced marriage come from our parents. Mostly they stress us, you know. They can overjudge you. Hey, you are not that good. You don't. If mostly you don't perform well, or
performance at school.
Yeah, at school, and every time you do mistake, then they will start shouting. They take you like you're not their daughter or their son. So you start thinking, it's better let me just go for marriage. Yeah, mostly sometimes come from our parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
From both of you, I think like I can even agree to that because like there's a moment peer pressure, as you mentioned, because like my friends, they got married and they got married to someone who is riding a V8, or they got married to someone who have a big house than wherever they used to stay, and even like more other reasons. Who's a Masaran family, if it comes to family, fi anti tatake bukun Janata filan jozube filan al filan, then your own parents will be thinking like, okay, if Janata filan jozu be gurush kida wale kida. I think my daughter, she's ready to get married despite that she's still at school or whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for that. But when it comes to even like the factors that are really affecting the young people into forced marriage, of course there are consequences, especially physical and mentally. But for your own reason, like, does it really cost the mental health of a person or physical appearance of the person when a marriage is being forced?
Yeah, it happens because when you're forced into something that you don't want, automatically it affects you mentally.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll be like thinking, if I wasn't married, I would have been someone better than what I am now.
Yes.
There are some men who marry you to make you as a housewife.
Yeah.
Like, they don't give you all the right to do whatever thing you're supposed to do. They avoid you from going to school, from working. They just want you to be home, like to produce, and it damages a lot. It makes you even look so useless to yourself, which is very bad. And the other thing is that these issues, like, it gives a hard time to the young, most especially if the girl is young and she's married. Yeah, it affects her a lot, most especially if it comes to delivering. Those issues, she can easily die because she's still young for it.
Yes.
And since she was forced for it, she has no choice. She gets married, pregnancy comes in. It will be a tough thing for her.
Yeah.
She has never experienced it. Sometimes it leads to operation, which leads to death. These issues are really so hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
But in terms of even like mental health, I can even say that obiga mabi lifu masobanta to, because like she'll
Yes.
feel like I'm in my husband's house, and even maybe the husband will be having rules and regulation. Don't do this, don't do that, don't go there, don't come here. Like that might affect her a little bit mentally, because this is not the life that she had been using to do or been doing all along.
Yeah, that one is also there because it kills the morale of the person. Like, you are married, then the man will be like, don't go out.
Yes.
Let friends not come in. So you'll be lonely, and it really gives hard time.
That's for sure. And even like to Isim Toshini, there's a person that I know. She was forced to marriage alihu zamandag the obis biga bigeni barao nefsiato, even like zamanta wilada jazam. You have mentioned already some of the impact of the mental health and the physical torture that she have received sometimes, because rajile bijana kasekeram begin dugo. Then she was having a baby. Zamanta wilada can big us up till she also lost her life. Yet she was young, and the person was older than her, and things really went a little bit left-sided. So because of sometimes kalamta dawari, Zema Jada Vivian Gibelik mentioned, like all these things contributed to her death as well. So these things are really affecting our society as young people as well. You wanted to add something?
Yep. So as I'm saying, like forced marriage, right? If a lady went to her husband's house, like you feel like you want to go because of stress of home and stuff, like your friend being married with a rich person,
Yes.
and you see yourself like you cannot do something, you cannot change your parents, right? Then you go for that marriage, and if you reach there, the person did not give you that happiness, that thing you wish you want to have, right? You won't be like the other women's outside. Then you start feeling depressed. And if reaching that side, like you give a birth to a baby who doesn't walk, paradise, right? Then it causes a lot of damage on you. You feel so stressed. Why would I not be like some women? Why would my baby not walk? Why my baby do like that? You see like that the kids in Osratona.
Yes.
So they are part of this, and like you'll be very stressed. Seeing your baby doesn't walk, even maybe the man will change
his
character,
attitude,
start shouting, maybe that's not my baby, what blah blah, more stuffs. So that can come through forced marriage.
Anyway, if you have just opened this very video, guess what? This is the Youth Pal podcast with me, Dikodi Andrew, whereby we are having a lot of conversation and topic to discuss with each other, because as youth, we are speaking from our hearts. And for today's topic, it's about forced marriage. And we are having some amazing guests that we have already talked a lot about it. But Itakanado Fata, you are very highly welcome. And to continue with some of the issues or the effects of the forced marriage, of course, as young people, of course, it will contribute also to being dropped out of school. Now in that scenario, alihu it's a bigger female deresa, and now your education have been affected, your career opportunities have been affected. What do you think as a young girl, like in terms of them being forced marriage, the bad min hajat they can really lose opportunities from education and career?
Okay, the only thing I can say here is some of the men that our parents force us to marry, when they come in, they give a lot of promises. So promise you to go to school, have a good life. So when you go for the marriage, you get to realize that everything the man promised you is not there.
It's not there.
So it kills a lot, like it damages your career. There is something in you that you would have done which would have helped the country or the community where you are. Like it will be kept in you, then it will be hard for the rest of the people to get it, because it's you who had it. Like God gives talent to people. Not everyone. I might have that thing that you don't have, and that thing that you have, it can inspire other people, but since you've been kept away with it, it will be very hard. So that's the thing.
Okay, according to me, right, I would say that I have a cousin brother. Let me just say about me.
Yes.
I have a cousin brother. Once I came from work, then he called me that Vivian, you know, because I've stopped. I used to pay myself at school.
Yes.
Then, because of the money is not enough, then I drop.
Mm.
I end in senior 4. Then my brother called me that, you know, if you get a man who want to marry you, you bring for us home. Then I asked my brother, I said, why are you guys telling me about marriage in my age when I'm still young? Then we start arguing, fighting here. I told them, if you want to wish for me something good, don't tell me about marriage. In fact, take me back to school, let me study. And I have a lot of things to do, all right? Then this one brings some
Arguments.
problems at home. Yeah. And now, as I'm saying, even yesterday I found this someone, very big man, he asked me that, he want to marry me. I said that just like that. He's just like that, okay, where is our home? You want to go to my father? I said, it's no time for marriage. I still have a lot of things in my way to do. So that one.
So like sometimes even like I feel it's not even the parents or the extended family who are trying to force us into marriage, but also communities. You can see from what Vivian have shared already. The Galibeso Ligozol Physica no gali and the Rabeta Kuma, I want to get married to you. Like it's just a little bit crazy.
Yeah, this thing is not like our parents most of the times who enforce us to marry.
Yeah.
Like when they see other families, they are marrying their daughters to big men,
Yes.
like chiefs, they will have that greed in them.
Yeah.
They want their daughter also to be the same. So they will think that it's something good, but they are damaging their daughter's life.
That's for
So
sure.
that's the thing.
But in terms of education, what do you think? What will be the awareness, or what educational or awareness program do you think that can help in reduce the incidence of forced marriage in our communities? Maybe creating something. What type of awareness do you think, in terms of education, that can prevent or reduce the forced marriage in our society?
Okay, if you study, right, like you complete school, then you can, even if you are at your husband's home, if he's treating you bad or what, but you have the chance, like you can change yourself because you know what's wrong and what's good, and you know that maybe some skills you have you can do by yourself, even if he leave you with the kids, but you know how to survive by your own. That's how I say that maybe school is good than that. Things are,
Okay.
Okay. Some of our parents, like, they have that ideology that says that school is not of value to us, but it's right to be educated. So if you're educated, show them that school is something good. When you're educated, be beneficial, not only to them but to the people around you, so that they can praise you, and then they will know that school is not something which is bad.
Yes.
School is good. It like keeps you just okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That can take me to another scenario, of course. Like, you people go to Nyakuron, right?
yeah.
You have seen like how the youth really go crazy the other side.
Yes.
And there is I don't know, like auntie, well, she's just in her late 30s, well, early 40s, yeah. Ogun kengal has yalle kan biga begins they say mustaqbal ta Junub Sudan da biga fi. They ask like why? They say like look at them people, like they're all over this place, like as can rajul tani bes jashiru wide min banada rajozu. Then I look at the woman and I say like, are you serious? Like, you are talking from a sense, just because like those kids are just being kids, because like maybe someone to someone like the yal kan bura fe malzara begin courage will begin if you don't care. Like nowadays it's a little bit a developing generation whereby their fun places are found somewhere. So maybe that's how they're finding their free time or their entertaining time. Like in Lisa fi nafsu zaman ana bihis force marriage jama bag der kun fi unless anna can wonu so with our friends or with our elderly people, because like if for instance you have already talked to your cousin, like you have stand strong, like okay, even if like I dropped out or because the money is not there for me to go to school, it's still this is not an idea for you to bring for me. Ashanana bes am big and mafi fi mederesa. I think like people need to be is speaking out a lot in case can be forced marriage ولا شيء كلا يصير عشان we can avoid all these things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, some of our parents, like, they still have that ideology of forced marriage in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really need the help so that it can at least stop. It's affecting most of our friends, my sisters. It's really affecting us a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, we really need your help.
Okay. In terms of that, how do you think they might be, you can be helping? Because like now you're talking about their pain, but what do you think that can be talk to the people who are at risk of being in a forced marriage? Maybe Zoltan Bijan video and she's in that situation and she don't know how to help herself out from that.
Okay. There are so many ways of helping yourself if you're in this type of condition. Yeah, some of the things that lead us to forced marriages, if our parents are unable to pay us to school, or most especially if both your parents are dead and you're with your aunties or uncles, they are like tired of you, they want to get rid of you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not the only way out. There are very many ways of helping yourself. If you can't help yourself physically or in any way, you can ask for help from your elders. If not family, you can go to church. If you're someone who goes to church and you have no ways, the church can help you, the community can help you. If you have a talent, you're good at small stuffs, you can do business, you can even pay yourself to school. Those things, like, it helps a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vivek?
Yeah. As for me, I would say that if our parents is dead, like the father is dead and the mother is dead, it's not that you can go for marriage immediately. You need to look for a solution to change yourself. Maybe you get those works for hands, or you go and work at the restaurant just to keep your mind busy. Because if the way you stay at home, you feel very depressed, and you see some people with their parents, you start feeling like, what if I have my mom or my dad, I wouldn't be like this. It's good that you work and you defend yourself from problems.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in another way, like, also our government can also help us, because there are some people in the community who are stranded. They can help us with, like, to go on and consult. There are those who can't go to school. The government can give them scholarships, those type of things. There are very many dropouts of senior 4.
Yes.
They are just stranded. Life is so hard for them. If they help us this way, like, it will help us a lot, and it will also help to reduce the cases of forced marriage, because some of us are still having that ideology.
As much as we love this conversation to continue, but we came to an end of our today podcast. It was so fast.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
What last message you love to tell whoever is going to be watching this? A message from you and as well from you, Vivian.
For me, I would say that as a lady, you need to just be strong. You need to be that strong woman who they say you are. You need to be strong. If there's no any man in this world to marry, you just be single. As I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the other thing I can add on to hers is, if it's a woman is, like, the word woman has a lot of meanings. She's a fighter. She's just having that strength. She can help herself without a man. And we have a lot of women who do their stuffs without men. Men come in when they are ready.
And
And even the man will be like, if I come into this woman's life, it will be hard. So
Yeah.
you should always have the courage. You should never be discouraged by the people around you. Let your peer not give you that force, like, to make you go out of your limits. Just be a strong woman and fight for yourself.
And imagine this is only 2 voices and they're speaking from their hearts. What about you who is watching? Continue advocating for the forced marriage and let it stop right now, because like if it continues, we don't know what future of South Sudan that we are having. But for today, this has been our episode, and kindly share and like, because many topics are coming on your way. My name is Diko Di Andrew. Thank you for watching.
The
Youth Pass Podcast is speaking from our hearts.